Welcome, everyone, to our ACDA Insights series. This is where we're interviewing our ACDA members, spending about 10 minutes or so of your day getting to know them and the work that they're doing. I'm so excited to say that our featured member today, our guest, is Cliff Meyers. Just as a reminder, the American Commodity Distribution Association, which is known as ACDA, is a nonprofit volunteer organization. And our mission is to strengthen the impact of domestic USDA foods programs. Our vision is working together to nourish the nation. Cliff, thanks a lot for your time today. You know, you are an entrepreneur who's been a member of ACDA for a very long time, and you're currently serving on the board as the associate representative. Can you tell me what your position, like what does that mean exactly, and how your experience has been serving us on the board?
Sure. Nice to be with you, Carol. I'm in the third of 4-year term. I was re-elected to serve the associates. The associates are private industry members or companies that aren't neatly fitting into another category like industry. So distributors, brokers, CPAs, pretty much folks on the private side who participate in the program in some fashion, but aren't represented in another natural category like RAs or state folks. So I represent about 300 members who represent all manner of participants in the school lunch program. And something that I've learned is that not everybody has the same view or the same vision for where the program goes. It's an interesting mix of folks that are from the public and private sector, and very different perspectives on how we should work to improve the program. I find that also challenging, but also exciting. Somebody always has a different idea about how going about something may turn out to be a better way to do it. So I've learned a lot from being on the board, especially hearing different people's perspectives on how we can improve the program.
Well, just listening to that word program, you know, it seems to me that our feeding programs in this country are complicated. They can be confusing. So when you think about that, what do you feel is the best way to go about learning about all these programs?
Yeah, when I think about that question, I immediately reflect back to when I began working in the school program. I was so overwhelmed. I thought from the outset, well, how hard can it be to serve a child a sandwich and a milk and a banana? I mean, it can't be that involved. But I quickly realized that it was very complex, represented by so many different participants, that I was just totally overwhelmed. And I did not feel that I knew enough to participate. I was not able to find my voice. So anybody that's coming into this program or new to ACDA, I would encourage them, if they feel overwhelmed, that's perfectly normal. No one knows everything about this program. Otherwise, we'd have made it the best program across the globe, with no doubt. So the idea is find an area perhaps that's related to your particular space or how you participate in the program, focus there and feel confident that you could ask questions of others in the same situation. The wonderful thing about ACDA is really there aren't many people in competition with one another, and people are very willing to share information. So if you're not feeling all that confident, if you do come to our conference, feel very secure in knowing you can ask anybody anything and find some help and get some direction. Start small. Again, where do you participate in the program? Are you with a manufacturer? Are you with a state? Are you with a broker? What is your area of participation? Find a colleague and starting to ask questions. There are no dumb questions.
I love what you're saying. It makes me think about the word mentor and mentorship. Do you see yourself as being a mentor for someone else?
Yeah, it's a great question because for so long, I didn't. Although I didn't necessarily, or I did feel I had a good knowledge of the program, there's always a level of confidence. Well, I don't know enough to be a mentor to someone else. I don't know everything, or some vision of that came into mind saying, oh, I'm not qualified. And it turns out that after some reflection, and after having done it a few times, you'll find your voice like I did, and you'll find your confidence, and you can help other people. And that's again, part of the greatness of ACDA. There's a lot of willing people who are more than happy to share their experience, their knowledge. So yes, I now feel as though I would be a qualified mentor to somebody else.
I was reminded just recently that we are celebrating our 50th year as an organization. And as we look forward to going to New Orleans in April, the 13th through the 16th for our annual national conference, I'm just curious, how do you think new members should?
I think, again, reflect on their specific job in the program. If you're coming to the ACDA conference for the first time and you are a member, go to the ACDA website, and in the resources section, look at previous content from conference and look for titles that represent functions that you're responsible for. So do a little homework ahead of time to see what was discussed before and find it on the at-a-glance agenda for the upcoming conference. Revisit those same topics because things may have changed. But I also would encourage you to look at the at-a-glance agenda and also pick an area you're not familiar with. So go to one where you're somewhat familiar with the topic, but also look at it and choose one you have no idea about, and force yourself to go to one of those sessions and begin your learning and begin to expand your knowledge base by attending a session, a panel discussion, presentation in an area or a topic you're not that familiar with. I say that because in the last couple of years, who have traditionally worked more in the school area, have forced myself to learn more about household programs. I really did not know a great deal about those programs, and I've quite enjoyed how much I've learned from going to sessions I would not normally have gone to. So again, if you're returning, take a look at the topics and what was discussed before, find a similar topic and discussion in the upcoming conference, and also pick one that would be perhaps totally new to you.
I think that's great advice. And of course, if they're first timers, I believe there is a first timers session, and that would be a great way to kick off your time while you're in New Orleans. And I look forward to seeing you there. Good. Do you have any other thoughts or just random things that you want to share with our members today?
No, I'm just thankful for the association. I also celebrate the 50-year anniversary of it. I've been a member for almost half of that. And I think back to when I first joined the conference and the association, we were about a few hundred members at most. And this year we expect well over 1,000 attendees. We have well over 2,000 members. And I think it's fantastic. It is a great organization where people, again, can learn from another. Those who may not have come to our conference before, there is no sale or vendor show. It is all about knowledge, learning, and interacting and seeing people who maybe you haven't had the opportunity to see in person, and spending some time and getting to know and learn from them. The relationships that I have formed over the 23 or so years that I've participated, many of them have been lifelong, and I value those greatly. So the association is a great place to help your career, help your knowledge base, and prepare you for whatever next job you're maybe interested in. So I would encourage you to pass the word that we're out there, and find someone else who you can bring along with you.
I feel like your words brings us all the way back to that vision statement, working together to nourish the nation.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Now, post-pandemic, it's an even more challenging environment. I feel there's been significant turnover, either through people leaving the industry or retirement. So there's an awful lot of people that are fairly new to our industry specific. And I think ACTA is one place they can get very accurate, timely information that will help them be more successful in their roles. So our timing, if you will, and our offer for our conference would serve an awful lot of people that are fairly new to the industry as well.
Well, speaking of timing, our time is up today. Cliff, I so appreciate you and the work that you're doing. To learn more about ACTA, please visit our website at www.commodityfoods.org or contact us at info@commodityfoods.org. Thank you for your time today, listening to ACTA Insights, and a special thanks again to Cliff and to all our members. Take care, everyone. Bye
Thank-
now.
Bye-bye.